Yes, yes, you're right. This tends to be very tiring.
Yes.
All right. So, well, I guess that you are in your exams, in your presentation of projects and kind of like that.
Well, I'm a teacher, so I have to assess my students.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Are you a teacher in bachilleres or in UNADEM?
I'm a teacher at Sept, that is kind of Colegio de Bachilleres,
Mm-hmm.
but we are in a different subsecretary.
That's it, yes. Oh my. Well, anyway, it's
But I'm also a student in UNAD,
what are you studying?
in telematic
Oh, yes.
engineering.
And how do you like it?
Well, actually, I'm studying that because I want to remind some things because I have a master degree.
Hey, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's pretty good. Congratulations to you.
thank you.
All right. Okay, Guadalupe, how are you? Good afternoon or good evening.
Hi to everyone.
Hi, how have you been?
Very well, thank you. With a lot of work, but everything's okay.
Excellent. So, are you a teacher?
Yeah, I'm a teacher at the UNADM, and I have a professional practice. I'm a psychologist, so I have patients, and and also give some lectures for in the YMCA.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah,
Pretty good. But yes, you're right. Then you are pretty pretty tired, I guess. And of course, you are also so busy.
yeah, not so tired because I love everything I do. But yeah, sometimes I would like to have 2 or 3 hours to every day.
Yeah, so that you can do everything you gotta do.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, that's it. All right, thank you. Ethel, welcome. How are you?
Hello, teacher. Good afternoon, or good night, or good evening.
Good
And
evening.
I am fine, thank you. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm very happy to listen to you all.
Thank you, me too.
All right, Ethel, talk to us about your week. How has it been?
Well, I not celebrate the Mexican parties because I am alone, and I was alone, and pues so that it.
Well, that's it. You know what? Sometimes there are plenty of things in the street, so that's nice. But sometimes it also turns a little dangerous, I could say, or a little difficult to deal with. But anyway, well, I guess that celebration is necessary in part of our lives. So maybe to go anywhere, no?
Well, I cooking chiles en nogada.
Wow, delicious.
And yes, and I drink a cup of wine, and that's all. I'm so sad for that.
Don't worry. You know what? Life is sometimes mysterious because sometimes the things that happen are not the ones that we would like to have. But everything is for a reason. I don't know why. but in most of the cases, it is for good. So don't be sad.
Okay, teacher, thank you
All right.
for your support.
Okay, don't worry. You know what? Next year, it's going to be a better one.
Yes,
All
I hope
right.
so.
Yeah, I know that's gonna be much better. All right. So thank you, Javier. Welcome. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How about yourselves?
Pretty good, thank you. Please talk to us about your week. How was your week?
Well, as usual, kind of busy, no? Teaching here and there, preparing lessons and working with on the different classes I'm taking. No, this is one class I'm taking, and I'm also taking one at the UNAM and one through Sept. So kind of busy, but it was good.
Yeah, too much. But anyway, it's gonna be very good whenever you finish most of the courses and start some others, because we know that we are all of the time in constant updating.
Yeah, that's for sure. We need to keep updating, and that means working a lot and taking classes here and there so that we can try to offer
Yeah,
the best to our students.
that's it, yes. All right, well, thank you very much. You know what? Today's class is going to be about ethics and values. It's going to be so nice, so interesting. So, um, let's go to the first part. Oh.
Maggie, sorry, a question.
Yes,
Did you send us a mail telling us to prepare a presentation for a brief conversation practice in this class?
yes, I did, but I don't know if most of you are ready to present it.
I am.
Excellent. That's pretty good. All right. So, you know what? We are going to do a little change now, and we are going to listen to you. All right.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay. So, you know what? You can ask for sharing your screen so that we can see your presentation.
I already did, and the message is you cannot start screen share while the other participant is sharing. So I
All
think you
right.
have to unshare so I can take the screen.
All right. It's okay. So I will stop doing that so that you can share. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Ready.
No. Oh, yes, I do. Share. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, everybody can see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so hi everybody. The topic I worked in was about the laughter and the benefits in health, and specifically the laughter therapy. The laughter therapy is a type of therapy that uses humor to help relieve pain and stress and improve a person's sense of well-being. It might be used to help people cope with a serious disease such as cancer, depression, and a lot of diseases. Laughter therapy may include laughter exercises, clowns, comedy movies, books, games, and puzzles. It's a complementary therapy. It's also called humor therapy or laugh yoga. Uh, are you ready? I lost my, here it is. How can I go to the next slide? Or you already see. When we laugh, Between 100 and 400 muscles are activated. And that's important for health because we use muscles that in other situations are never used. And laughing is good for health as well for the spirit. Of course, you can say that when you laugh, your spirit and your perception of the world is much better. Laughter is originated in the prefrontal cortex, which is the most complex part of the human brain. So, laughter is what makes us human because is originated in this part that is very complex. It improves blood pressure and gives more oxygen to the body and promotes and improves interpersonal relationships. There are three different things about laughing. A smile is when we feel good and we are comfortable. Laughter, when we are happy and something makes us laugh. And a big laugh that it's a explosion of the heart when we're feeling very, very happy. Every time we laugh, our lungs move 12 liters of air instead of the usual 6. And this is very important for our health because we are improving the movement and the working of the lungs. The immune system is strength, so we are more capable to cope with all the infections and all the bacteria and viruses that are in the environment. Endorphins are released, which fight stress. Endorphins also are released during sex, during making exercise. So laughing, we can compare laughing with having sex or having a delicious meal or make exercise. That's why laugh is so important. The heart is strained, the muscles relax, and the problems go away. We're going to talk very briefly about 10 benefits of laughter therapy. Recover the joy of living. When we laugh, we know all the dark thoughts go away, and we realize how happy and how important it is to be alive. Reduce stress. So all the problems, we forget for a while about our problems. We get a more positive attitude, improve the relationship with others, and the social needs are very important. And when we laugh, we are communicating with other people in a very deep manner. It helps us also to find physical and mental balance, release emotional blocks, advance in personal growth, enhance enthusiasm and motivation, awake the ability to feel and love, and improve health. So as you can see and know, it's very important to laugh every day. So I like all of you to do a little exercise using those laughter technique. So I like everybody in your home, in your places, to do this exercise. Place your hand on the abdomen. Inhale as much air as possible. And exhale while you say ha 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 ha. Now do the same with each vowel. He 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 he. He 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 he.
He.
Ho 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 ho.
Ho.
Something very important is that our brain, it doesn't know the difference between a real laugh and a fake one. So when you start laughing, even though you don't feel like doing that, at the end, your brain gets all those benefits we're talking about, no matter it's not a real laugh. And when you're starting to laugh, even if it's a fake one, at the end, you get laughing in a real matter. It's like magic.
Yes.
So to end, this is I think something we need to remember, and we need to do it every day, because laugh is not a waste of time. Laugh is something we need to do at least very times every day. So thank you to all.
Bravo!
Hey, that was pretty good. Thank you very much. You know
Thank
what?
you all.
Ha,
Yeah.
he, he, ho, ho.
Yeah, ha, 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 he, 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 he. Yeah, it's good to do that exercise.
That was so interesting. You know what? I have never considered all of the benefits that laughter brings to our body. Of course, it is necessary and it's nice, but I didn't know that it was so beneficial.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hey, that was pretty good. So congratulations to you. It was a so nice project.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So I don't know, is anybody else going to present your speaking project?
I'm
Go.
prepared if you want.
Yes.
So I have to stop sharing, right?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, who's next? Hello, don't be shy. Anyone? Ethel, what about you? Did you prepare it or did you think it for the next week?
The next week, teacher, please, I can't do my homework, and because a lot of homework in my university,
Aha.
then I almost finish it, and this is the problem for now. But the next time I prepare my presentation, please, teacher.
All right, Ethel, it's okay. So, Sergio, what about you?
Okay.
All right.
Well, just let me find where is the.
At the bottom, the green one, share.
The problem is that they can say the Zoom controls. I don't know why, because I minimize them, but I can't find them.
Um, take the mouse of your PC to the bottom of the page, and they are going to appear.
Yeah.
Well, that I did that and functioned before, but right now I don't know what is
Or to the
happening.
top. Take it to the top. Sometimes they are in the bottom. Some others they are in the top.
The problem is that doesn't appear the controls. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
Move
where
it.
you say the participants, leave meeting.
Have you already found it?
No?
Move the mouse of your PC everywhere to left side, right side. They are
No,
going.
the problem is that I minimized the controls and now I can't find them.
In the bottom bar.
No, there is only another applications, but it's not. I don't know what's happening.
Use the Windows button. You have to use the Windows button so that you can see the taskbar.
No, there is nothing there. Okay, I found it.
Excellent.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, future of the technologies. Yes.
Yes, thank you. I choose future of technologies because I love technology. I use a lot of gadgets in my work, in my personal life, and everywhere where I am. So I thought that that was an excellent topic for me.
Okay.
So, because new technologies is a huge topic, there are a lot of technologies in different areas. I choose a specific area that is education. So, I want to talk about new technologies in education. As you can see, we have a lot of new, how can I say, a new gadgets. We have new technologies, but unfortunately, we sometimes don't have the technology in our schools because it's not the same problem in a school that is in USA that a school that is in Guerrero State, for example. So the digital divide is a big problem in our country, and in some of our states. I'm going to talk about 5 specific technologies that we can use in education. Augmented reality, that is similar to virtual reality and mixed reality, immersion software, flipped classroom, gamification, and cloud-based technology. So let's start. In augmented reality, we can interact with objects are in real world, but that interacts with virtual technology. An example of this kind of technology is Pokemon Go. You can travel in different places that are real, and you can capture some kind of figures that are only virtual. In virtual reality, you immerses in a fully artificial digital environment. That means that what you see it doesn't exist in the real life. It's only virtual. And mixed reality, it not just overlays but anchors virtual object to the real world. It means that it's like augmented reality, but you can interact with that kind of technology. Here are a kind of infographic about virtual reality and augmented reality and mixed reality, and what can you do in each one of these technologies. For example, some museums are using augmented reality in the way that you can get more information about a specific, I don't know, picture, a sculpture, or something else that you are interested in. In immersion software, you can learn by an immersion technology. Language immersion software is the most known software of this category. For example, the well-known Rosetta Stone is an immersion software that you can use to talk, to write, to speak, to read, etc. And you can learn a lot of things because you are immersed in the language using the technology. Flipped classroom is another technology or another kind of strategy that you can use, but this so close with technology because you need technology to flip the classroom and reverse the traditional learning environment. So you have to do the homework at class and you make another kind of things at home. You prepare at home before the class. Here is an infography about the flipped classroom and the inversion that occurs in this kind of strategy. I think that all the teachers have heard about the flipped classroom because it's a kind of I don't know the a term that is in everywhere. Gamification is another strategy that uses games or kind of games or prizes to um, interest students and to, I don't know how to say, is oh, I forget the term. So the students are really hooked by the activities that are maybe in a virtual environment, maybe in a software, something that gives you some prizes to advance in your levels. Here we have a kind of software that uses gamification for contests and kind of prizes and something else. I know that here is a lot of text. You don't have to read it if you don't want. Cloud-based technology is everywhere, not only in education. All the information is now in the cloud. So we need to use the cloud and we can use it to improve the education. Of course, we need technology and we can apply this technology in different contexts. But I think that in some schools that we have in Mexico is not the solution because some of them even don't have electricity. And here is a kind of infographic of cloud computing in education. And that's all, my resources.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you very much.
Sergio, that was so interesting. What is the opinion of anyone else? What do you think about Sergio's presentation?
I think we are now living in a world where technology is everywhere, and I think I don't know how old you are, but for people who were born last century, we have experienced a very interesting situation because we were born where no technology was available, and we have seen how has it been growing and growing and growing until nowadays we cannot imagine our lives without all the technology around. And for the younger and all the children that now are in school grades, they cannot imagine life with all those gadgets and all that facilities they can get from the technology.
Yes, I agree with you. I'm 45 years old, by the way.
Uh, so you were also born where no technology was around. When you have to wait to the people to get home, so you could talk to them, for example, no?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Yes, you know what? Today morning I was talking to my high school students, and I was telling them that point. I was talking to them about how difficult it was for us to have some information, and that we needed to go visiting libraries and spend
Yes.
a
To
lot of.
make a research.
Yeah, that's it. And so nowadays it is piece of cake for them to look for information, as they just look for any PDF file into the net, or even they go to any information page and that's all, and they copy paste, and they even don't know what the information was, but they presented the information requested. And
Yeah, and that is one of the situations that we are having trouble with now, no? Even though those students, they are considered digital natives, and we, the ones who are teaching now. We are immigrants, not digital immigrants. Um, Students don't really know how to exploit those technologies. No, they use them because they live with them every day. But unfortunately, for education, they cannot really exploit them. And one situation with education is that we are not teaching them how to exploit these new technologies. And that's why there are times that strategies like this flipped classroom that Sergio was talking about cannot really work well because the students, um, there are times they don't know really how to get good information. They cannot make a difference between information that is worth using and information that is not worth using. And that is why it is important that we immigrants, digital immigrants, learn how to exploit these technologies and that we can use them into our classrooms in order to get the most out of them. No, because there are times that we just tell students, for example, something as easy as making presentations. No, we just tell students, you know what, you are going to present on this topic, and that's it. But they don't know how to use presentation software. No, they don't know what characteristics are expected in presentations. No, and there are times that, as you mentioned, they just copy and paste, and they don't know what is happening. You know, for example, you can see a lot of text in presentations on the slides, which is not the correct way to use this technology because it is just a guide in which you have a few words and then you have to develop your topic just by using this tool. But the students don't know how to use them, and we are not teaching them how to use them. So even though we have the technologies where we can have them, because also as you mentioned, there are places where they don't even have power, no? So it is important that we digital immigrants know how to teach our students how to exploit these technologies. Otherwise, they are not going to be of any help, no, to our objectives. So that is one thing that we really need to work on.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Javier. And so, whenever we talk about that point of teaching students about how to use them, how to search in the internet, how to measure what kind of information is valuable and what is not the most correct or the most appropriate, well, I guess that it's a lot of work that we have to do, and but the results are going to be excellent, I guess, because we are supposed to be working with the TICs, and sometimes we think that it's too much, or we don't want to work with it, and we look for some other reasons for not doing that, but it's necessary, yes. In the stage we are, it is really important that not only the students get involved into the digital era, but also we teachers. So it's something so complex and so important, I guess. But you mentioned also something so interesting and so important. It would be really good that in all of the cases, everybody could have the access for electricity even. There are some places where it is not possible. And then I guess that those students are condemned to be out of all of this advanced. And so, for an obviousness, they won't have the same opportunities as the other ones. So what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think now it's a gap between people who have access to technology and the others who don't. And so we as teachers, we need to try that all the students have the opportunity or have the possibility to use those gadgets. And I think it's a job, it's a very important job that the government, the society in general, has to work so everybody can have the possibility to access to all that technology that is already available. It's a little bit about like the medical advances. In some countries, uh, the life is better because we have the means to prevent diseases and problems that people have. And in other countries, we are still having diseases that should be uh, finished in the world. So I think that our responsibility as a society is to reduce that gap between the one that have access to technology and the one who doesn't.
That's it, you're right. Okay, thank you very much. So, Javier, what do you think about it? Do you have your presentation?
As a matter of fact, I didn't know that we have to. I think that as we are from different programs, I think you are working with the UNAM teachers, and bachelor's teachers didn't get the same information. I don't know what is going on.
Yes, you're right. You know what happens? That the UNADEM teachers are not working yet in my English lab. So they were assigned a speaking project for this week. Yes, you're right. So bachilleres teachers are working in my English lab. So that's why you didn't have the assignation of the speaking project. Yes, that's it. Um, I'm sorry, I have forgotten that you are from Bachilleres, but it's okay. You know what? Let's talk about uh, this this situation of information. Well, not only information, but also technology the about education. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, here we are. Well, it is going to be focused to something different, but anyway, we can retake it. Okay, here we are. We are going to talk about inventions and discoveries and how different has life been from the ancient past to the modern era. So, could anybody talk to me about the difference? Okay, here. Yeah, here. The difference about the ancient past and the modern era. What's your opinion about it? Try to use as much passive voice as you can, all right?
Okay. So, wow. The one of the things or the differences that we have is that uh, the what is this they are carrying? I cannot see what they are carrying.
Well, as a matter of fact, this is a very nice movie picture. It was, do you remember the movie picture, The Caveman by Ringo Starr?
Yes,
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah, it
It's,
is.
it's very funny.
Yeah, it is so fun. So this was supposed to be an enormous egg. Of course, I guess there was not an egg like that, but it was supposed to be an enormous pterodactylus egg.
Wow. So it was carried, no, in the past, and nowadays with the technology and all of the inventions that man has made, it is possible to carry this through a kind of tow, no, we can use a tow in order to move big big heavy pieces of whatever to different places.
That's it, yes. All right. You know what? I guess that it is very uh, different. Here we are shopping nowadays, and here I guess it was shopping time ago. So, Ethel, can you describe any difference between the both images?
Well, the big egg is impressionant. And well, the make mm, the make the forms the things make the forms the things and that time um, where the when the dinosaurs are um, very important, but really I um, I don't want to live in that time uh, because the um, limitless
Limits.
um, limits are um, much bigger. Mm, no no have an electrician, no have gas or fuel or cars or anything things today we have. Then the modern in the actuality is the life more facility in we find everything to have to do and we find in the internet all of price and I want to buy, then the difference are very big.
All right, thank you very much. Ethel, who's next?
Sergio?
All right, thank you.
Okay. Well, I love technology, as I said before. So I can't imagine myself living in the ancient era. So I don't know. I can't. I'm bad with manual work, so I prefer to do mental work.
That's it. All right.
Yes, I love the remote control. I love to have internet.
All the men do.
Yeah.
Oh, man, oh, yes, that's it. All right. And so, what are the difference from your point of view from the last technology? Because remember that technology is not only the advance, but also all the all of the techniques that people have for making something easier. So what's the difference between ancient rudimentary technology to the one that we have nowadays? Hello, Sergio.
Okay, it's for me.
Yeah.
Well, in that time you have to wet a lot to do something. because it's physical work. So now you have instruments, you have tools, you have technology, you have a lot of things that make easier your life. You don't have to make a great effort to do the things.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, Sergio, who's next?
Okay, next is Guadalupe.
All right,
Eh,
thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think technology has two sizes. In one way, technology makes us life easier, and communication gets us to a lot of places, and through internet we can go to places and have information that otherwise is not possible. But on the other hand, technology also has an evil side, because maybe a lot of communication takes us to the no communication. We can see in restaurants or in public places that people is more in their cell phones than having that social interaction with the others. So I think we have to use technology and make us life easier, but be careful not to be override by technology. Einstein once said that when technology takes the most important place in society, then society is going to be is going to disappear. So I think we have, as I already said, as a society, a very important task to use technology in a good way, but uh, not to let it override us and make us their slaves.
That's it. Pretty good. Thank you very much. All right. So, Javier, what do you think about it?
Well, we are dependent on the technology, no? And as Sergio said, it is easier to do things with technology than maybe manually. There are things that we really need to take advantage of, but also we need to consider the disadvantages. And as Guadalupe mentioned, one disadvantage is that we are dehumanizing uh, people, no? And unfortunately, we are becoming technology slaves, and it is necessary for us to know how to deal with the situation, no? And that's why I mentioned that it was important to teach students how to exploit technology in order to learn, in order to get something good out of it. Because there are many times that they just use it to waste the time or maybe to be fighting, especially that Facebook, no? Um, there in high school, Facebook tends to cause trouble because there are times that they say, no, but she was talking to me on Facebook, and then you can see that students are fighting because of what is published on Facebook. So I don't think that is a good situation. And also, they are just kind of wasting their time, no? And when I use technology in the classroom, that's what I tell my students, you know what? Uh, we use WhatsApp just to waste the time, just to be chatting and not producing anything good to us, no? So I'm going to teach you how to use it in order to produce learning for you. And then I assign tasks to my students so that they can exploit that software as WhatsApp in order to learn, no? So if we continue working with that trend, in the future, people are going to know that we can use technologies in order to learn, not just to waste our time, because that is what technology is doing with most people, no? They are just making us waste our time.
Okay, thank you very much, Javier. You know what? You made me remember something. I am working by morning in a preparatory school, which doesn't have any technology resources, and even it doesn't have a building. We are working in an old house, a very old house that was lent to the school for working, but we don't have an English laboratory, in fact. So we
Oops.
don't have even a tape recorder, anything. So for working with the audios for listening, I like to send all of the tracks by WhatsApp to my students. I previously asked them to make a WhatsApp group for English, and so I am sending them videos and some tracks and even the exercises we are going to do so that they can check them in advance before the class a day before. And later on, we are checking up with my little speaker in the class. So it works pretty well because they have already checked the material. Of course, there are many of them who don't check the important messages or they don't pay attention to the groups. But you know that it is the same in all of the schools and all of the groups. But anyway, yes, it is a way also to use technology in our service and not to procrastinate.
That's the flipped classroom.
That's it, yes. Yeah, and so as you said, for example, for gamification, there are also many different free platforms that we can use at class. For example, there's La Mansión del Inglés, Saber Inglés. There's also Edmodo. That's a very good one. I really
Yes.
love it. And it helps a lot students to work with tics and they love it also because it is another part of their course, but it helps them to feel that they are doing something different. They say, oh teacher, this class is top of the age. Okay, so revolutionary. All right, so I thank you so much for your participation. I don't know if anyone wants to say anything else. um, I wanted to talk a little more about this because there is more about the presentation. Here we have some of the most important inventions in mankind, but I don't know, do you want to have any opinion about this or shall we continue next class?
Uh, yeah, I could prefer next class. I don't know about the others.
Yeah, Sergio, what do you think about it? Javier, Ethel?
I don't know even what time is it.
It is
It's 8
3
o'clock.
before 8.
It's 8
Oh
o'clock.
my.
Yeah, that's why I suggested maybe to continue next class because we have just a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I think it's a topic we can discuss very extensively. So yes, I would prefer to leave it for next class.
All right, well, yes, thank you very much. And I thank you so much for your presentations. They were really interesting, Guadalupe and Sergio. They were really interesting, pretty good. And so next we are going to see Ethel's. And Javier, I don't know if you have time, first of all, if you have time to prepare something or if you want to do it, you are free to decide yes or no. But if you want to present anything, okay, we will discuss it.
All right, that might be one possibility. Another way, and talking about technologies, I don't know if some of the people who are here in this conversation know Kahoot. Do you know
Uh,
Kahoot?
no.
No? Well, Kahoot is a software, no, that we can use online in order to present information, to evaluate it, to do many things. As a matter of fact, I have a workshop which I can share with you in a very quick way. Next class, if you want, I have a presentation that you could learn how to use one piece of ICT so that you can implement it in your lessons.
Sounds interesting.
Wow, it would be so nice, so good. Thank you. Yes, we would love it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All
So
right.
I'll meet you on Wednesday at 7 if you want to join the conversation again, and I can share that and show you how to deal with it and maybe play a little bit. And as I tell my students, let's Kahoot.
Okay.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Well, thank you very much for your attendance, for